Hello. Because it is almost my 2-year anniversary of stanning FX, I thought I'd make a video talking about how I found them and what my first impressions were. Rewind to August 2017. I had just started listening to K-pop in February and didn't know many groups. Most of the groups I listened to at the time were boy groups, and the only girl group songs I listened to were those of Red Velvet, but I didn't stan them. I was on YouTube, as I usually was, and a video of if entertainment companies were actually honest was in my suggested. I watched it all the way through, although didn't really understand, because at the time I didn't stan any big 3 groups or know any of the companies mentioned in the videos, except for Pledis and Big Hit, and I didn't know the pasts of the companies. But then I heard the outro song. It caught my attention, and I saw in the description that it was Deja Vu by FX. I looked up the song and clicked on a lyric video. Okay, so let me go ahead and admit that I was a part of the group of little shits that thought Amber was a boy the first time I saw her. Like I was fully convinced Amber was a boy, and when I matched the color to the person singing to find out names I was like, what the fuck? That's a girl. Are you serious? Now I don't understand how I did it. One of the songs I remember listening to the most after Deja Vu was Jet. I fell in love with Luna's High Note. I can't really remember the other songs I liked the most. I'm pretty sure it was a mix of random ass songs, like Snapshot, Airplane, Ice Cream, Sweet Witches, New ABO. That was all my shit. I'd never known all of the members of a girl group up to this point besides maybe Blackpink, which was a complete fucking accident, because to be honest I never really liked their music or the group in general all that much. Maybe listened to a song of Fizz on repeat for a little bit but nothing long term. I memorized FX, because most of the lyric videos didn't list their names on the actual video, and I had to match their names to colors and faces, so I could remember who was singing. I watched a shit ton of lyric videos before live performances, and of course only knowing Amber's face at the time, remembering who sang in the lyric videos made it really easy to figure out who was singing in the live performances. Them not having that many members also made it easier to memorize their names and faces, because big numbers in popular girl groups at the time is honestly what turned me off from them the most. Girl groups have always been harder for me, and I'm not sure why. I don't think they all look similar. Whenever I try to figure out who is who I'm really forgetful, even though I really want to stand more girl groups. Sometimes finding groups who consistently have concepts I like is hard, which is why I like FX so much. They have never really stuck to the same concept, which makes them interesting and unpredictable if you have never listened to them before. Which really sucks considering that they don't do much as a group anymore. Now, let's get on to the actual first impressions of members. Victoria. I noticed from the get-go that Victoria didn't sing much. After a quick look up, I learned that she was Chinese, the leader, the lead dancer, and she was significantly older than the other members. I thought it was really cool, because at the time I had never heard of a group with a leader like that. Although Victoria isn't my favorite dancer in the group, I still think her technique is really cool, and I enjoy watching her dance. She also has a really sweet voice and it's really soothing to the ears, which makes me kinda sad we never got to hear a lot of it. Despite what people say, I think that Victoria is a great leader, and her position in FX is more than well deserved. She is a really talented actor and I always find her roles really convincing, and I get so sucked into her characters it's amazing. I really admire all of her talents, and I would say that, if my bias wasn't Luna, it would definitely be her. Amber. Amber caught my attention first. At first I thought she would end up being my bias. Actually, I listened to her solo music a lot after first finding FX, and Need to Feel Needed was one of my favorite songs for a long time. I'm someone who prefers Amber singing over her rapping. Not saying her rapping is bad, because she is one of the better female rappers I know in K-pop. I really love Amber's style, and all of her solo projects as well. I think that she is really talented, and I'm glad she is able to pursue what she wants, considering her past with SM. I'm really excited for her future releases, as her solo music is something I prefer over most solo artists. Luna. Luna was my first and current bias of FX. Her voice caught my attention really fast as well as her dancing, which is what led me to biasing her. I've always found her personality to be really cute and endearing. And although I know K-pop isn't that deep, Luna feels like a friend you've known for ages. I've noticed that especially through her YouTube channel. She is so natural on camera and makes everything entertaining, and it's like she is talking directly to you instead of to a camera. I really wish she wasn't so underrated, as she is really talented and most people don't appreciate that. Her singing voice is incredible, which especially I love because fun fact, Luna was accepted in SM because of her dancing. I really think that her talent dynamic is really cool, and I don't understand why so many people shit on her or ignore her when she is one of the most talented and sweetest idols in the industry. She literally wrote an entire fucking song from the perspective of a dog who had been abandoned, and if you didn't bawl your eyes out the first time you listened to that shit with lyrics, then you have no heart. Her solo music is another thing, while we are on the topic. Despite not having that many solo songs, I really love her solo music, and she is by far my favorite soloist. Even though most people slept on it, Night Reminiscing is one of my all-time favorite songs. I own her Free Somebody album, and it's my favorite thing that I own. Even so was a really good fucking comeback, and the fact that she got music videos and dance practices for all 3 of the absolute banger songs and it still got slept on baffles me. That being said, stan Luna, stan talent. Sulli. Okay, let me get this straight. I have never disliked Sulli, and people shitting on her for focusing on her health instead of FX are stupid as fuck. I love her. She's the absolute cutest and carefree motherfucker I have ever seen, and I stand the shit out of her for that. When I first saw her and heard her voice, I thought she was the youngest in the group, which apparently isn't an uncommon misconception, lol. Her voice is so nice, and I loved her recent comeback. Like, I'm still listening to that on repeat, it's that good. Hot Summer was my favorite era for her, because holy shit, she was cute as fuck in that era. Like, she is the only idol I've ever accepted Egyo from, because it is only cute when she does it. I also really love her rap, like it flows so well, and is so satisfying to listen to while most rappers make it unnecessarily overwhelming. I'm really glad she takes no shit and is herself, because it makes her really down to earth, and I love that about her. Krystal. Okay, let me say right now, Krystal motherfucking Jung, you are one of the hottest bitches I have ever seen in my life. Anyways, my first impression of Krystal's voice is that it was in between smooth and sweet, which I still think. I've seen Krystal's acting more than the other members, and I think that she is really good. Honestly, I never really dove in deep with Krystal when I first stan FX, so I'm not sure what to say as I didn't form a proper first opinion on her. I really like her parts in the songs though. Most of my favorite parts in their songs come from either her or Luna. FX as a whole. FX was my first girl group alt and still is to this day, despite me getting to know a lot more girl groups, as well as a lot more boy groups as well. I've changed alts multiple times, but never from FX, which really shows just how amazing they are. In all honesty, I've started to fall off of K-pop because of the fandoms, so the only groups I really invest myself in anymore are FX, Day6, and NCT. I just think that despite FX not being very active as a group, it's fucking amazing that I still enjoy them to the point where I haven't fallen off of them or moved on. No other girl groups have caught my attention like FX did. So, if you are watching this video to get an idea of FX, I highly recommend you stan them. You will get an experience that you won't get with any other girl group. Which brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Stan FX.
Bum, bum, bum.